hear me?
Yeah, sorry, my phone's old.
No, that's okay. I have like a 4.5-year-old phone too, so it's like,
Oh, yeah.
sometimes it doesn't work very well.
It's just like doing some weird stuff. So, how are you?
Yeah.
How's your weekend?
It's good. It's actually going really well. How's yours?
Good. Just, it's cold, but, we're all out here and it's cold together, so.
Yeah, I always figure, I'm like, you know what, even though it gets cold here, like, it's only like 6 to 8 weeks of like actual, like, really bitter cold. The rest of it's just kind of like manageable, so if we can just get through these like 6 to 8 weeks, it'll be fine.
Definitely.
So yeah, what have you been up to? Anything fun?
Nothing really, just kind of at home. Nothing exciting. Yeah.
That sounds chill at least.
Yeah, what about you?
Good. Just went to the gym this morning. Trying to get some groceries now, but
Oh,
I think that's about.
You're at the same Kroger? Is that like your go-to Kroger?
No, I was just over there because we were meeting up with some friends later that night. I actually live over in the Whitson area, so I'm over at the one in, I guess it's technically like Commerce or Walled Lake, but I don't know, it's like half a mile from our apartment, so I go here usually all the time.
Okay. So I want to hear more like about your friends and stuff and like this entrepreneurship and, what's going on with that.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, that's like honestly still a long conversation, but absolutely. Sounds like I got your text like super late Friday night.
Yeah, I was just like up and couldn't sleep and just thinking about like, I'm broke. So I feel like you came in my life at a really good time.
Yeah. Well, I was actually planning on calling you about that because when we were talking on Thursday, I know I said I would like see if I could touch base with them on that. Answer, and I didn't want to answer for you incorrectly.
Unconventional to just meet people at the grocery store and offer them a new life and job and stuff.
What they recommended, because they were asking me some questions just about your goals and where your mindset is at, your goals are. I can kind of share with you a little bit more about like where we were at in life when we met them, and just see if it might make sense to introduce you.
I mean, not to sound rude, but isn't anyone's goals just to make money and to work at striving towards that? It's not like, I'm just curious as to what they do.
Yeah.
What is their...
Yeah. So obviously, and I think, I don't remember how much I went into it when we met up this week, but yeah, basically they're teaching me to take advantage of what's going on right now with like the information age. So we are taking advantage of what's going on with the new economy, and like, changing the way that we make our money. So for us, like right now, like, yeah, we're still working our 9 to 5. This is something that we're developing income outside of that to eventually replace our jobs.
But honestly, how? What are you doing to develop? Like, what is it? I get what you're doing, but what is your stream of income?
So they're teaching us to develop an asset for ourselves. So we have a business that they're teaching us how to run, and that's what's been able to generate the income. So like for us, our big focus was like initially at least, our big focus was just paying off debt. So that's what's allowed us to like have extra income to be able to like.
Right. I get that you're making an alternative form of income, but what are you selling? Like, what is the business?
So I mean, like we deal with basically like online commodities. With that being said, there's definitely an education process that we went through in order to learn about all of that. I guess maybe I should ask first and foremost, I guess what's your experience been with like, creating like information age type assets and like developing like financial independence through that?
But what are the assets and commodities? I mean, are they physical things? Are you selling information? Are you selling something physical you're taping up and shipping out to people? Or like it's really vague. I'm not understanding what you're trying to say. Sorry.
No, it's okay. Yeah, I know that there are actually like physical, like we're actually making like physical transactions.
You're not? You said you're not making anything?
No, we are.
Oh, okay, sorry.
It's okay. I guess maybe my question to you, because honestly, like, yes, there's definitely a business that they're teaching us to run and they're teaching us to have, but that's not really like, I don't know how to put it. Like, you can have a great business plan, right? Like, I know a lot of people who make a lot of money. I know a lot of people who have great business plans. Unfortunately, for most people, it's the life stuff that gets in the way. Like, okay, so maybe they have a great business plan, but then, like, how do you balance that while still maintaining good relationships in your life? How do you balance that when, like, you have job issues or car issues or, like, whatever of life is hitting you?
No, I hear you. So like, right now, I'm having some like mild health issues, and I own a home, so I refinanced the home to pay for the surgery, but the doctor's like, you can hold off for it right now, so like you don't need this money. So I'm looking for a way to invest my money. So like, do you guys require initial investment up front for your business model or business plans, or how does that work?
Yeah. So a lot of the questions that you're asking are questions that I had too. I mean, like, yeah, obviously there is a business. With that being said, like, when we met them, I was actually in school. So I was in school. I was, like, working a bunch of part-time jobs just to try to, like, make ends meet. We were able to figure things out, though. So, like, obviously...
So did you invest money?
Not probably the way that you're thinking. I guess what image do you have in your mind? Because I feel like you're coming into this with a lot of preconceived ideas.
I feel like you've told me you haven't told me much, so I'm trying to like decipher what did you actually do? Because if you're involved in this, what have you done so far in this business?
So the business side of things is just a vehicle for us. The focus was honestly on the coaching and the mentorship in life.
Okay, so you're selling like you guys are trying to work on mindsets and leadership and how to like do your own thing. So the business itself doesn't matter. You're kind of like selling a mindset. Is that what it is?
Maybe. Based on what you're asking, yes.
Okay. Because I have like 20,000 and I wanted to open like a brick and mortar. Is that something did you invest any money yourself into this?
So Candace, you're asking a ton of questions, and I totally get it. Like they're all super valid questions. The problem is you don't have the context right now for maybe to be able to like fill in the gaps. There's a lot of layers to really understand like what they do. Like yes, there is definitely a business side to it, but really truly.
Did you invest money? Did you invest money? Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay,
yes,
and how much money did you invest?
I guess not much. A couple $100. Why does that matter?
Because this is all you need money to make money. So how much money do I need? I'm trying to figure that out. That's a normal thing to ask if you're trying to invest.
Yeah. So honestly, right now, based on the questions that you're asking, I probably don't think my mentors can help you. If you're just looking for I know you said you refinanced your house. If you're just looking for a way to like put in $10,000 and like make 100.
No, I'm not seeing it as a stock. I want to work towards something, for sure. But can I ask you one more question?
I don't know.
No, I just want more.
I don't know.
Like how do you?
You've asked me a lot of questions and you haven't answered any of mine yet.
Oh, what are your questions? Like what my mindset is, or what do you want to meet?
Yeah, my question was going to be on your mindset.
I want to make money, and I'm hungry for money. I'm broke. I don't know how else to say that.
So I guess so maybe this can clarify things. So when we were pursuing our mentors, we understood that like obviously you have to have a business vehicle that works in order to give you the income to be able to create that life for yourself, right? For us, so they asked us a question about like where our mindset was at with using that business vehicle. So when you're looking at like whether it's a business vehicle, whether it's a life decision, when you're making decisions in life, how do you make those decisions? Because there's two different kind of thought processes that most people go through. The first thought process, and this is how most people think, they're like, what's the business? What is it? Is it something that I'm going to want to do? Is it in my comfort zone? Is it my cup of tea? Is it something that I'm going to enjoy? Like, those are kind of the questions that people ask. That's how most people think, right? There's nothing wrong with that, is what it is. The question that we were asking, though, wasn't like, what is it? The question we were asking is, what is the outcome? And is it in alignment with our values? What the business was for us was kind of irrelevant as long as it worked. For us, what was way more important was, okay, is this actually going to give us the ability to pay off our debt? Is this actually going to give us the ability to live a life that's more in alignment with our values? And those weren't questions that we could get answered with a PDF. Those were questions that we really got to know our mentors in order to see if the outcome was going to be something that was going to help us get to our goals, and really to make sure that we weren't just focused on like, okay, what's the business side of things? Because I think if somebody's just focused on the transactions, they really miss the whole point is the fact that like for us, we wanted somebody who could actually come into our life and help us make those good decisions in every area of life. And so I guess for you, do you feel like you're more focused on like what something is and like making decisions in your comfort zone, or are you more focused on like the outcome and living life in alignment with your values?
of course the outcome matters, but the outcome is dependent on what it is. So like if you're selling like sex toys versus a paper plate, I mean, I feel like I should have, you know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like I should have some opinion, like, hey, maybe the paper plate is not the best, or maybe, like, I'm selling, you get what I'm saying? So that's why I was trying to figure out, like, what are you selling? Like, you said you're selling physical objects, so what are you actually selling? Like, just one item, just one item, just one. I can understand.
I guess why does that one item matter if the opportunity is really truly the mentorship?
Or any item, I guess. Okay, here's my last question. So you talked about values, right? My last question is like, how do you sleep at night knowing you're scum of the earth trying to scam people at Kroger? I mean, you have social skills, so why don't you use them for a real job? Is this what you're doing with your life? You're bullshitting people? Are you brainwashed, or do you truly think you're doing good things with your life?
I know you're hurting, and I know that there's a lot of stuff going on right now in your life.
Hurting with what? You and your husband are literal garbage. Absolute garbage trying to scam on the vulnerable. You are pathetic.
Honey.
Don't call me honey. You are absolutely pathetic. I gave your info to the Kroger people. Stop loitering. Stop being a loser. Get a real damn job and stop scamming people into bullshit. You said a bunch of buzzwords and you said nothing. You just talked about nothing for a half hour. I wanted to listen to you and give you a chance. You gave me absolute bullshit.
We have a network marketing.
You have a network of bullshit. You have a pyramid scheme. Good job. Either you're brainwashed, which you can't be that stupid to pretend you like shoes all day. You know this shit's all over the internet, like saying I like your shoes. If you want a new perspective, then do something new. Scam people better. You have social skills, so use them for like sales or something. I don't know what you're doing with this bullshit. You haven't told me one thing you could sell, so let me give you a mindset and an outcome. And let me teach you about some values. Stop scamming people into bullshit and get a life. Anything you want to add to that about your network?
Only the fact that I'm really sorry that you're this upset, and it told me a lot about where you're at in life, and the fact that somebody to reach out and to be this volatile and this angry with me.
I'm not volatile. You just told me a bunch of bullshit, and I'm pissed that you're preying on people and doing this for a living. You did this to me twice. You know, I wouldn't have thought anything of it if it didn't happen twice. So you make a living out of this bullshit, saying, I got 2 friends, and I have some mentorship, and they're really rich. Guess what, honey? My family is a bunch of immigrants, and they're all millionaires, and they got rich without bullshit, and they worked their ass off. They came to this country with nothing. So why don't you put some work into it? You're a white girl. Use your advantage. Use it. You have social skills. You are such a loser. You're the scum of earth. You're the absolute scum of earth. You can't tell me one thing you're doing. You can't tell me one thing you're actually doing or selling. You're just selling bullshit. You're selling buzzwords and bullshit. Go ahead. Tell me something of value. Tell me something. I sold this and I made that much money. Money talks, and your bullshit is definitely needs to walk. Tell me something you made and you did. Yeah, go ahead. Talk. Let's hear it.
It was nice talking to you. Have a nice day.
Loser. Scammer.